Welcome to the Project Read New Tutor Orientation. This video will give you a brief introduction to the Project Read program and explain the requirements and expectations for volunteer tutors. Project Read works with a variety of students to help them improve their literacy skills, and we focus primarily on reading and writing English. Our program was founded in 1984, and our tutoring is very low cost for students. It's only $10 a year, and we have 30 to 40 tutor-student pairs at a time, and we help about 100 students every year. All of our students are adults. They are at least 16 years old, and they must communicate proficiently in English in order to qualify for our program. So that means if they are not a native English speaker, they must first take a test to assess their English ability. If they don't pass this test, then we just send them to an ESL program to work on their English before they're ready to come back to our program. Our students also need to test below a 7th grade reading level in order to qualify, and then once they reach the 9th grade level or beyond, then they graduate from Project Read. Your purpose as a tutor is to help an adult improve his or her literacy skills. You will also help your student use their skills to reach their goals that they have identified with us. That could be any kind of life goal. Maybe they want to get a job or they're trying to start college. Anything that they need, you can also help them with. One of the best parts about our program is it's one-on-one. And the students really benefit from having that one person they can turn to ask questions and to help them with their goals. Tutors commit for at least 6 months, and they meet with their students 3 hours per week, and that's usually divided up into 2 sessions that are each an hour and a half. And if you can't meet those requirements, then we do have other volunteer options. You can volunteer in our tutoring lab. You could help with our events. So we have lots of opportunities for volunteering. We have a literacy lab, and we require that the students attend labs for at least 3 hours each week alongside of their 3 hours with the tutor. So they commit to 6 hours a week, which is kind of a big commitment for the students, but it really helps them progress quickly. We rely on our tutors to encourage the students to come to the lab, and the labs are also something that tutors can attend, and this is a great place where tutors can get additional mentoring or learn about other materials and resources that we have in our office. The literacy lab hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's a 12 o'clock to 1:30 session, and then another session those same days at 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We also have a writing lab, and this one's open to the community, not just the students. And this lab is on Saturdays from 10 to 11:30. In order to become a tutor, you can certify by first completing this orientation and filling out the application paperwork. After that, you attend 2 tutoring lab sessions, and then you complete a 4.5-hour tutor training that's given every other month on a Saturday. These are the application forms. The first one is the volunteer tutor application. On this form, you will write in your schedule, and we ask that you just are as open as possible on your availability so that we can find a student that matches your schedule. You also can put down where you prefer to tutor and the location preferences, if you have any student preferences, and any special interests that you have that we can use to help pair you with a student. You also will fill out the tutor policy and agreements, which states some of the standards and the policies of our program. The behavioral guideline form just tells some of our behavioral policies, and you sign at the bottom saying you will comply, and we'll talk more about those guidelines later on. The release and consent form is optional, and this allows us to use film or photo images of you for promotional or instructional purposes. So things like newsletters or videos that we use to promote Project Read. We also have a tutor handbook, which gives all of the information in this orientation as well as additional resources for lesson planning and things like that. You complete 2 lab trainings before you are paired with a student. And the reason for these is that they help you become more familiar with Project Read staff, with our offices, and the resources we have here. It allows you to observe what tutoring looks like and what the literacy lab looks like. You get the chance to prepare a short lesson and see if you like teaching. And you also get to meet our literacy specialists and receive feedback, as well as working with other Project Read students and tutors in a group setting. During the first training lab, you will come and observe. This just gives you a chance to meet some of the students and assist with the lesson that is taught by our literacy specialist. The second lab session will give you a chance to teach a 5 to 10 minute lesson on a topic given to you by the literacy specialist and get some feedback from one of our literacy specialists. Our tutor responsibilities include meeting with your student for 3 hours each week, paying a fully refundable $20 book deposit so that we can check out curriculum to you, returning borrowed materials in a timely manner, keeping accurate records on the monthly report, notifying Project Read staff about any changes to your schedule or any concerns or questions you have relating to your student, and reporting your tutoring hours by the 5th of each month. So each month you report your tutoring hours on the monthly report, and this report includes tutoring time, preparation time, travel time, as well as the student goals that you worked on and reporting any progress that they've made. And these reports are due by the 5th of each month. Those tutoring reports are read by the volunteer coordinator, and then you should get a call every month to follow up on what you've written there. It's really easy to report the hours. There's lots of ways to do it. You can bring your tutor report into the office. You can just take a picture of it on your phone and email it in or text it in to us. You could even send it by mail. Reporting hours is really important because we receive funding from several different sources. They allow us to keep our tutoring services at a very low cost to our students through their grants. And they require us to test the student every 50 hours to track the level gains, which is their grade level advancement. So these monthly reports help us see how many hours they're doing, and after every 50 hours of tutoring or lab, the student is tested to see if they have improved in their level. And so turning in those hours helps us receive funding for each student. So you should report your hours. Behavioral guidelines are the same for tutors and students, so everyone should be aware of what we expect. Tutors commit to conducting themselves as mature and responsible adults at all times, and there is a zero tolerance policy for the following: inappropriate expression or action, possessing or being under the influence of drugs or alcohol, refusal to follow reasonable and proper directions, failure to participate in assigned tutoring duties. So any violation results in immediate dismissal from Project Read. There's several different reasons why tutors may be dismissed. Not complying with required training, not complying with stated responsibilities, such as turning in monthly reports, as well as disregarding tutor policies. For safety, we require that all tutors and students meet in an approved public location. Tutors will be notified of special circumstances that we are aware of regarding their students, things such as mental illness, learning disabilities, criminal background records, and tutors have a right to refuse a student with these conditions if they are not comfortable with that situation. Tutors and students also must not loan or give money to each other, date each other, ask each other to babysit their children, bring children to tutoring sessions, go to each other's homes, or ride or give rides to each other. We ask that students and tutors do not write directly in the workbook, so we offer free photocopies. There are tutor resources on our website. Just click on the Tutor tab and you'll see the monthly report form that you can download there, as well as lesson planning ideas and tips for tutoring. Our literacy and writing labs are places where you can receive additional help from our literacy specialists. We have a Facebook page, and we'd love if you would follow us on our social media. Just remember to contact Project Read if you have any questions or concerns about tutoring or with your student or staff member. Thanks for watching this training, and we hope you enjoy your time tutoring at Project Read.